Well, welcome everyone. My name is Meredith Call, and I serve as the Director for the Office of Parent and Family Services here at UAB. And I'm so very excited that you are joining us here on our webinar today related to the School of Health Professions. There is a lot of great information that I know that you're going to learn today. And we've got Wendy Scripps here from the School of Health Professions to help share all that wonderful information with you. Before we get started, before I turn everything fully over to Wendy, I just want to make a couple of general and quick announcements. One, throughout the presentation today, we want to make this very interactive and engaging, and we want to make sure we're answering your questions. And so to share any questions or thoughts that you have related to your students' experience, if you would please put those questions in the Q&A box, and then I will share those questions back with Wendy, as she is without a doubt the expert in this area for the School of Health Professions and all the information related to the students' experiences. So share your questions there and I'll share those back with her. I do want to make sure that everyone knows that this is a live presentation and webinar right now. It is also being shared on Facebook Live. And so with that being said, what I want you to be careful of is when you're sharing your questions, make sure that you're not providing any identifying information, especially in regards to your student. And I mean your student's full name, what Blazer ID, email address, anything along those lines that may identify your student out there. But please make sure that you do ask the questions. We want you to leave today knowing as much as you can about your students' upcoming experience. And we again just thank you so much for joining us. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Wendy. And again, I'll help serve as in sharing any questions that you have.
Hey y'all, hope you're all doing great today. I am going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get this started. If you do have any problems hearing me, please let Miss Meredith know. I'm trying to make sure that I'm good and clear for you guys. But again, my name is Wendy Scripps, and I am the program manager with UAB School of Health Professions. I'm just going to go through my slides, and I will leave plenty of time for additional questions at the end as well. I went too fast, jumping ahead. All right, so I work in the Office of Student Recruitment, Engagement, and Success, which is basically just a fancy words for a student services office. Within the School of Health Professions, we're that first point of contact for both current and prospective students at the undergraduate and graduate level. You'll see on the screen several of the different resources that we provide our students. I'm going to go through a few of those. We do offer peer tutoring and supplemental instruction for our students. Parents, those of you who are new to this, this is a free service to students. Our students pay for these services through their tuition, so it's already paid for. You're not having to pay for someone to tutor your student or do any kind of supplemental instruction. Our office also handles the hiring of the peer tutors or supplemental instructors. So as your student is going through their coursework and starts moving up into their upper level classes, they would have the opportunity to take advantage and become a tutor or a supplemental instructor. And that is something that's a paid job for students on campus. So that's really great. We also serve as a campus referral point. You know, a lot of our students will come to us and maybe they need disability support services and they're not sure how to get that. We will point them in the right direction and lead them along the way. We will also work with students who maybe they need some help with writing. UAB has a great writing center on campus, and again, we'll help make those connections with our students. Within the School of Health Professions at the undergraduate level, we have two main student groups. That's going to be our Biomedical Sciences Student Organization and our Healthcare Management Student Organization. Those are sponsored through each individual program and is supported through our office. So we work with these students in whatever ways they need assistance in their student organizations. We also house the scholarship opportunities, and I know everybody perked up to that one. We want to know, how can we pay as little as possible for college? And I'm right there with y'all, my friends. So let me kind of go through this scholarship process for you. The first opportunity that students have to receive scholarships at UAB is through admissions. And basically, when a student applies and is admitted to UAB by that deadline, which was December 1st, if they have a certain ACT and a certain GPA, they're eligible for those admission-based scholarships. Now, students have already received those admission-based scholarships if they're going to receive them. The next opportunity for scholarships is once a student has been admitted to UAB, they are eligible to log in to our scholarship portal. It's called Be Smart. See what we did with that? Super cute, huh? You log into the Be Smart scholarship portal, and students will go in, create their student profile, and basically all the scholarships offered at UAB, whether those are alumni scholarships, departmental scholarships, program scholarships, leadership scholarships, all of those scholarships will come into that student's profile and let them know, hey, you qualify for these scholarships. Here's what you need to do to apply. It may be that the student needs to send a resume in, letters of reference or recommendation. There may be essay questions students have to answer. And then there may also be a different deadline. So they'll let students know what those deadlines are all through those scholarship portal. Now, those scholarships are stackable with anything your student received through admissions. Now, the third way that School of Health Professions students can receive scholarships is actually through the School of Health Professions. We offer scholarship opportunities for our students, and these range each semester from a couple of hundred to a couple $1,000, just kind of depending on how that money is endowed. And students start receiving our scholarships once they have a UAB GPA. So what that means is your students who are starting this fall will be eligible to apply for School of Health Professions scholarships in January. Now, all those scholarships are stackable with anything your student gets through Be Smart and anything your student received through admissions. There's a third way that students can receive scholarships, and these are what I call community-based scholarships because they're not part of UAB. These are typically scholarships that are available in your community. I always recommend going and talking with your Chamber of Commerce to see if there's any scholarship opportunities in your area. This could be from maybe your insurance company, several different insurance companies, both for cars, homeowner insurance, health insurance, may offer some scholarship opportunities for your students. I know where I live locally, we have a gardening club, and they provide 2 $500 book scholarships for students in my area. So look at those kind of things. Banks, credit unions, large corporations, any kind of utility company, they may have some opportunities for your students to gain scholarships, and they may be smaller in value, but when you start adding those up, that can really make a difference. And again, anything from the community is stackable with anything you get through School of Health Professions, anything you get through Be Smart, and then again, anything you get through admissions. So that's kind of the shortened version of scholarships at UAB and in School of Health Professions. Obviously, we also do recruitment and outreach. This coming up fall, our students are able to live in the Health Professions LLC, or the Living Learning Community. Our students will be housed in the newest residence hall on campus. Right now, that's tentatively being called Green Hall. And our students will have an opportunity to live there. We're there with other students who are also interested in health professions. So they'll have a lot of opportunities to network, as well as working different projects and different cool stuff like that. So we're pretty excited because, again, this is our first year having our own LLC. So I love this slide. This is probably my favorite slide that I have. The first question I'm asked by parents and students is, if I'm going to work in healthcare, am I going to be able to get a job when I graduate? And the answer, friends, is absolutely. Like the slide says, the future is healthcare. There are so many opportunities for students who are wanting to work in the healthcare industry, whether that's in direct patient care, office management, laboratories, diagnostics, treatment. We're just going to continue to see a growth. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The biggest reason is our baby boomer population. We've got an aging population coming up that's going to continue to need healthcare services. We're also a preventative society, so there's a lot of preventative health options for students as well. And then, of course, in the midst of all this COVID-19, there's a lot of research and health opportunities for students, and we just see those continuing to grow. Now, here at UAB, we offer state-of-the-art facilities. That is one of the things about the School of Health profession that I really enjoy, is they actually will poll our students and say, what does your classroom not have that you need? What does your lab not have that you need? We try to make sure that all of our specialized labs and our classroom settings are made with students in mind. They're designed for students. So they're going to have all the latest technology. They're going to have whatever lab equipment that the students need. Again, state-of-the-art facilities. We really are also looking at study spaces for students, places for them to kind of relax in between classes. We have several areas in the School of Health Professions through our Learning Resource Center. If students are needing access to different types of software for their computers, if they're needing to charge their computers, we have charging stations. If for some reason they had to print something, we have several printing stations up, and we also have rooms within, like breakout rooms within our Learning Resource Center that students can reserve for study space if they needed an individual room, if they needed a room for group studying. And again, it's also set up with all the latest technology for our students. In addition, we share simulation labs with the School of Nursing. So plenty of simulation opportunities for our students. And then we also have a variety of research and collaboratives that we offer to our students as well. It's just going to keep growing. I don't see UAB slowing down in that. We're, again, trying to always stay on top of whatever's new, whatever's the best, whatever is making our students competitive, whether that's competitive for a graduate program or competitive going out into the workforce. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the bachelor's degree or undergraduate program. Some people call them four-year degrees that UAB School of Health Professions offers. The first one is our healthcare management bachelor's degree. Now, this is that business side of healthcare. This is for students who are really interested in working as, mid to upper level management, whether that's in a hospital, a clinic, a doctor's office, that type of thing. That's what the majority of our students are doing in healthcare management. However, they're doing a little bit more than that as well. We have a pre-professional track for students who are interested in going on into graduate or professional schools. So for example, we have a student, she was actually accepted into the Doctorate of Physical Therapy program for this coming up January. So we're super excited for her. She graduated with her bachelor's in healthcare management. And her thought process was, I want to own my own PT practice. So having this healthcare management background is really going to be beneficial for me. So students sometimes do things like med school. Dental is very big in our healthcare management students. We have a lot of pre-dental students. We have a lot of pre-law students. And these are students who are wanting to work in healthcare policy or healthcare law. So again, having that healthcare management background and undergraduate degree is really good for them. Another awesome thing that the School of Health Professions does is that we have fast tracks and early acceptance programs for our students. Most of our students are high achieving. Most of our students who are coming in already know what their long-term goals are. So we offer a fast track program within our health informatics. And we also offer an early acceptance fast track program with our occupational therapy program. Now, unfortunately, this program was put on hold for fall of 2020. We will resume this in fall of 2021 for students who are interested in getting an occupational therapy degree. So if you have a student who is interested in occupational therapy, we will have that fast track option open back up for fall of 2021, but we want them to come talk to us now so we can go ahead and work with them on that. Our second bachelor's degree is our biomedical sciences program. Now, this is a clinical, human-based natural science program. The majority of our students are going to med school, dental, optometry, pharmacy school. We even have several who are interested in veterinarian medicine. So they are planning to do some type of professional school. Our other students are interested in things like physician assistant, genetic counseling, physical therapy, occupational therapy, clinical laboratory sciences, health physics, healthcare quality and safety. I mean, there's a large number of graduate programs that our biomedical sciences students are interested in. Now, we have a lot of students who will just go through the biomedical sciences program and go right into the workforce. Typically, they work in pharmaceutical sales, medical sales, laboratories. They may do research, that type of thing. And again, we offer those fast track and early acceptances for those programs within clinical laboratory sciences, nuclear medicine, and biotechnology. We also have an early acceptance physical therapy program for incoming students. If you have a student who is interested, if you'll have them reach out to me after this session, we'll see what we can do about still getting in that application. This is another program that our biomedical sciences students will oftentimes do, and this is our UAB Teach program. And basically what this is while students are completing their biomedical sciences degree, they're also getting their teaching certification for the secondary level. So students will be able to teach any of the sciences, chemistry, physics, natural science, biology at the secondary level. Now, they will receive that full teaching certification, even though they do it in a little bit of a non-traditional way. They do not do a full semester of student teaching. Rather, they do student teaching over a period of time. So it doesn't add any additional time to the degree, and students, again, are able to get that teaching certification. We have several students who have graduated from this program. I have one student, he works in Woodlawn, Birmingham City School System, and he is planning to work another year or so and then apply to med school. I have another student who is working with the Jefferson County School System, and she's fallen in love with teaching. So she is actually going to go back and get her master's in teaching. So lots of opportunities for students here. Now, UAB offers a university undergraduate research program. The School of Health Professions also offers an undergraduate research program for our students. So again, this is in addition to what the university offers, but we allow our School of Health Professions students to do research with us, and they're able to earn elective credit. So they're not just doing it as an extracurricular, they're actually going to get college credit for it. And there are several different certifications that our students are able to complete through this program. The School of Health Professions has an honors program. Now, again, this is in addition to UAB Honors College. So students come in as incoming freshmen and they can be admitted into UAB's Honors College. When students are juniors, they're invited to the School of Health Profession Honors Program. So potentially your student could graduate with both university and School of Health Professions honors. We have 4 different undergraduate minors for our students. We have nutrition sciences. This is a very popular one for students who are interested in either going into nutrition. A lot of times students who are interested in sports medicine will look at this minor as well. Obviously, we have it for our healthcare management and biomedical sciences. And then we also have a health information management minor for our students. This is my second favorite slide, graduate program requirements. So many times I sit down with parents and I sit down with students, and this is what we talk about right off the bat. What degree should my student choose to go to med school? What degree should my student choose if they want to be a physician assistant? And at the end of the day, there's not a required bachelor's degree. There's not a preferred bachelor's degree. We do encourage students who are interested in going to graduate programs or competitive professional programs to stick to something in math, science, healthcare, that type of thing, just because you'll get your degree faster. But what these programs are really looking for are undergraduate course prerequisites. So they're looking for certain sciences, biologies, math sequences, and that type of thing. So you could ultimately select any bachelor's degree as long as you're making sure you're working with your academic advisor and ensure that that coursework is worked into the curriculum. Now, some of these programs have non-academic requirements. So they're going to have requirements like volunteer work or demonstrated leadership abilities, maybe interning, maybe job shadowing. And our advisors within the School of Health Professions are here to make sure that your student is the most competitive applicant for whichever program it is that they choose. Now, the minimum GPA is a 3.0, but super easy. That's the B average. I always encourage students to get as high of a GPA as possible. It makes you more competitive. But just to apply to graduate programs, it requires a 3.0. There may be testing involved to get into graduate programs like the GRE, which is basically the ACT, but for graduate school, MCAT for medical school. But there's actually a lot of programs out there that do not require any testing at all. So for example, for this upcoming cycle, based on all of the COVID situation that's been going on, our doctoral level PT program is not going to require the GRE for students. So as you and your student are talking about, hey, I want to go to optometry school, hey, I want to be an occupational therapist, go ahead now and start preparing, because within the School of Health Professions, you're going to be assigned your academic advisor, but then your student's also going to have a pre-health, whether that's pre-med, pre-occupational therapy, whatever the case is, advisor, and those two advisors are going to work together, one, to make sure your student's getting everything they need to complete their bachelor's, and two, to help make them the most competitive applicant to med school. So these are just a few of the graduate level programs that we offer within the School of Health Professions. And these are things that your students are going to be exposed to as health profession students. We offer a lot of different events where students can come out to an open house, a virtual information session, so they can explore all the different healthcare careers. We do have a lot of the direct patient care careers like physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, genetic counseling. But then we also have some of those diagnostic types of healthcare, things like clinical laboratory sciences. So your students are going to be exposed to all the opportunities in healthcare at UAB. In case you did not know, the School of Health Professions Masters in Health Administration program is ranked #1 in the nation. We are super excited about this. We were ranked #2 for way too long. So you may see this on our social media or see this on our website, and just know that we're super proud. Our faculty, staff, and students worked amazingly hard to get that distinction. So this is a master's degree that we offer within our Health Services Administration. We also have the Health Informatics, Healthcare Quality and Safety, and Healthcare Simulation. Our Healthcare Simulation is a newer degree, and it is teaching current teachers, current health science teachers. It's also teaching other students ways to present simulations to students. So when I say simulations, think about if you've ever went and become CPR certified, and you're working with the mannequins to learn the CPR. That's a simulation. But our students do it on an even more advanced level of computerized virtual simulation. So really cool new degree that we have going on. And none of these degrees require a GRE. We also offer some PhDs and DSCs through this program as well. If you have a student that's interested in nutrition sciences, not only do we have that minor I was telling you about earlier, but we also offer a variety of graduate level programs for our students, master's and PhD. A cool thing about the PhD in nutrition sciences at UAB is you don't have to have a master's degree. This is an entry level program, so students just have to have a bachelor's degree. Now, when I do work with students who tell me that a nutrition is their goal, they want to be registered dietitians, they want to work in lifestyle management, disease prevention, or they want to work in some kind of research in nutrition, Sports medicine, like I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of our students who will intern with UAB Athletics. To work with the individual athletics to see how does the food that you eat fuel your body to provide you the ability to do that physical athletic that you're interested in. But when I work with students who are interested in this, I always say get that minor in nutrition. It's going to give you all the undergraduate prerequisites that you need. We have our occupational therapy master's, and we also have this offered as an occupational therapy doctorate degree. Now, the OTD, occupational therapy doctorate, that's going to be our full-time program in the next couple of years. We'll phase out our master's degree and only offer it at the doctorate level. It's a 3-year full-time program for students, and it's just going to offer them a lot more employment and salary opportunities when they complete this program. We have physical therapy. It is a doctoral level program, same as OT. It's a 3-year full-time program for students. We also have a PhD in rehab sciences. We offer a variety of certificate programs for our students at the graduate level. So we have a lot of students as they come out of the undergraduate and they are interested in doing research or they're interested in informatics, and we have some certificate programs that they can complete as well. Okay, my friends, I have come down to the question part. One other little thing I did not mention earlier, and my apologies for that, is if a student is accepted into one of the early acceptance or fast track programs, so let's say, for example, your student was admitted into the biomedical sciences to clinical laboratory sciences fast track. And basically what that means is that student is going to be admitted into a graduate level program as a junior, undergraduate junior. That student will begin to take those graduate level courses that will count for both that undergrad degree as well as that future graduate degree. And that class is going to be taught, and they're going to, they're going to be allowed to pay their tuition at the undergraduate rate, and most scholarships will also pay for that graduate tuition at the undergraduate rate. I hope I did not just completely confuse you guys, but if I did, I'll be happy to re-explain that. Just let me know.
Well, Wendy, thank you so much for all of these things. We are starting to get some questions that are coming in. One member is wanting to know how, when you talk about all these research opportunities that your students are able to participate in, how are students being made aware of those opportunities?
So there's a couple of different ways that students are made aware of the research opportunities. The first one is by joining the UAB Undergraduate Research Program. Students then are able to find out what's available all across campus, both the academic side and the hospital side, as well as joining the School of Health Professions Honors Program. And that difference in those two honors programs is really, all of ours is just going to be based around health professions and what our current faculty are doing in terms of research. So if a student, for example, is really interested in obesity research, we have a wonderful center through our nutrition program that works specifically on obesity research. And students are made aware by, they'll get emails from us if they haven't already joined the undergraduate research programs. Their academic advisors may send them an email and say, hey, I heard you were interested in research in this field, and they'll send them some information about it. There's also several different forums and groups that are put out there for students to have access to through their student accounts that lets them know the things that are going on. Particularly as an incoming freshman, during their first year experience classes or their intro classes, they're going to find out more and more opportunities through their faculty and staff that way as well.
Thank you so much. Again, as you have questions for Wendy, please make sure you put them in the Q&A box so that we can continue to share those. So there's one that's coming in. How do students keep engaged with the School of Health Promotions when the first 2 years of curriculum are science courses from other departments, and or I think that can be expanded out to how do students stay engaged with the School of Health Professions when the first years are frequently focused on some of those core requirements and meeting those connections?
Yes, that is an excellent question. That is, again, where my office kind of steps in, Office of Recruitment, Engagement, and Success. We are going to make sure that we are working with your student to bring them over to our classrooms, because sometimes the students won't have classrooms in our building for the first couple of years. We have a welcome week each semester where students come to our building. So for example, like our biomedical sciences program, they have a suite, a biomedical sciences suite. That is where they can come and study. They can come and hang out. There's several different puzzles if students need to relax and not do work. There's also several different whiteboards and different types of I guess diagrams and things set up for them to be able to study with each other. And then your academic advisor is going to send that out to them and say, hey, we're having welcome week. Mondays is this, Tuesday is taco day. Come over to the building, have free tacos, sit around, hang out with students. So I'm going to tell you right now, friends, if during the first probably 2 months of school, your students have to pay for food, they are doing something wrong, because everybody has a free food event during this first couple of months of school, I promise. Other things that we do is the School of Health Professions is very competitive, as you would imagine. A whole bunch of future doctors, nurses, healthcare providers would be, and we tend to do a lot with our homecoming events, whether that's our Gurney Derby races. And if you have not seen a Gurney Derby race, just Google it, and UAB Gurney Derby. There's tons of videos out there. This is probably my favorite UAB tradition. We also have several different, it's an outreach fair ultimately. So we have both campus partners and community partners will come to our building. They'll set up tables downstairs, and students are able to come down and they can talk to all the different partners about internship opportunities, employment opportunities. If they are interested in volunteer work, they'll get to meet nonprofits, hospitals, groups, clinics, all within our community who are looking to recruit and eventually hire UAB students, but also trying to, again, helping those students be those competitive applicants for those medical programs or that PA program or genetic counselor program. They're going to say, hey, you can come do an internship with us. And y'all, internships aren't what they used to be. You know, a long time ago, you would do a full semester of internship and not get paid a dime. A large majority of internships now pay an hourly rate to our students, or they get some type of stipend. So we offer those kind of ways to engage our students. We have brown bag lunches, open houses, information sessions. Oftentimes within our office, we will have hot chocolate and coffee set up when it gets starts getting a little bit hot. A little bit cold outside. When it starts getting a little bit hot outside, we'll have popsicles and things like that for our students. So we're constantly working to keep them engaged. But yeah, that was an excellent question. I could probably talk about it for another hour, all the things that we do, but we do work hard and strive hard to get the students to come over to the building and participate in events with us.
Okay, thank you. You do sound like you've got a ton going on, and I will second Wendy's statement about all of the food options and other things and free t-shirts and everything that come out throughout the first couple of weeks of school and everything. So Wendy, there's a new question coming up about family members wanting their daughter rather to speak to someone regarding her major and potentially even a minor. She doesn't feel like they've gotten the help that they're looking for. Undoubtedly knows that they want to go into healthcare, but trying to figure out, I think, the best method. UAB offers so many ways and venues and ventures into the healthcare. So how do they find and talk to someone to find the niche for the student?
Email me. I'll be happy to sit down with you and your student. We can have a phone call. We can have a Zoom meeting. I will say right now has been very challenging for all of us. Obviously, we're all trying to work from home. We're trying to still stay connected with our students. I was telling Ms. Meredith earlier that I've been doing a lot of after-hour phone calls, working with students, current students, and prospective students because we're so limited. So my apologies that you feel like you haven't gotten what you need yet. Do know that we will be more than happy to do whatever we need to assist your student. Like I said, my email is on the screen right now. If you just want to shoot me an email, we can schedule that. And what I'll do is sit down and talk with you guys about which path, like, is your student interested in direct patient care? Are they interested in diagnostics? Are they interested in the management side of healthcare? And we'll figure out what those interests are. We also have several open houses coming up, and even high school students, as well as our incoming freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors. Any student can participate in any open house. There might be some that say, hey, this is just for current applicants to this program, but 99% of them are just open to anyone, where you can go and talk with, for example, physical therapy. They have got an open house coming up, or I think it's the information session, where students log into the Zoom, very similar to this. They tell them about the application process. They tell them what physical therapists do. They talk about job opportunities. They talk about what you need to do in order to become a physical therapist. And those are just additional ways that students can figure it out. If, for example, your student is interested in maybe health physics, I can go through it with them. I can make a referral for your student to talk with our program director. His name is Mr. Norman Bolus, and he's amazing. And then we can also get you in touch with an alumni of that program, so you can have that student perspective if you want to talk to a current student, if you want to have that perspective of an alumni. So please feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to schedule something with you guys.
That's amazing. That sounds like you've got a ton of wonderful opportunities and resources and opportunities to connect our students to ensure that they're as successfully at. And I do want to, again, just reiterate this thing that Wendy said. This is definitely a learning time for all of us, for you, I know as well, family members, as well as all of us, as we're trying to figure out technology. I had a momentary crash on some technology on the backside here. So we're all still kind of learning and navigating. But if there are, as you do come up with questions or concerns from today and beyond, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We are here to help you, and obviously most importantly your students, to be successful as they start their career at UAB and everything that they would do once they're here.
And I definitely encourage you and your student to go onto our websites, whether that's UAB's website or Health Professions, specifically our website, and also look at all the different student organizations that are available. There's so many different kinds of events that your student can get involved with. And these are not just social things. I mean, these are things that could really benefit your student in finding their path, finding what do they want to do long term? What kind of employment opportunities do they want? But also to engage them just being on campus. We have a lot of philanthropy, very, very, very charitable and generous students on our campus who not just give their time, but they give resources. We've got a Blazer kitchen, and we have several of our students within our healthcare management student organization. They work out at the Blazer kitchen. That was volunteer, but they go and they help box up food for people in need, which is wonderful. I mean, there's a lot of food insecurity issues out there. We have students who work in, each year they do the Into the Streets, and that's where UAB students go out into the community and they do things like paint classrooms for teachers or help plant beautiful flower gardens. I mean, there's just so many opportunities for your student to get engaged, and I just really encourage them to do that. You will find that UAB is not as big as you think it is, just from the outside. As you get on campus, it gets a little bit smaller. You start finding your niche and the places that you go to eat and at the student center. There's also beautiful libraries, and a lot of our students will go there and just kind of hang out and enjoy their time together. So there's just a lot of opportunities, a lot of, I hate to sound so cheesy and being like, we're the Blazer family, but we really are. Students really do get that sense of family. I mean, I actually just got a letter from a student the other day who got into a graduate program and was super excited and just wanted to share the information with us. I mean, we have students who reach back out to us afterwards because we do stay engaged with our current students as well as our alumni. So again, I could go on and on, y'all.
Well, Wendy, I would say that's all the questions that we've had that have come in at this point, but you've provided so many great helpful tips and resources and opportunities for our students. So just thank you again for taking some time and participating in today's webinar. I really appreciate it. To all of our family members,
Definitely, friends, if you are like me and you will get off this session and be like, man, why didn't I ask that question? Don't call me. I should have just taken my phone number off there. Just shoot me an email and I will be happy to answer any future questions for you also.
Perfect. I really appreciate that. And then for our family members, this is the second in a summer-long series for our webinar series. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure you go out and see some of the other sessions that we're going to be hosting. It's anything from living on campus to dining to a Money Matters presentation, UAB Health Department, Health Services rather, anything and everything that you can imagine about what it means to be a student on campus. We are going to offer a webinar for that. And then I will tell all of our family members and participants that you will receive an email from the Office of Parent and Family Services within the next 24 hours with the survey about today's webinar, because we'd love to hear what we did, what information we were able to share with you, if it was helpful. And then if there are additional webinars and information sessions that you want to have, I would love to know what those are so that we can get those on the books. But with that being said, thank you so much again, Wendy. I really appreciate this. Families, if there are other people that you want to share this with, we will be posting this webinar off the Parent and Family Services website, which is just uab.edu/families. That will get posted on our website within the next few days. It takes us a couple of days to get them posted because we do have to get them all transcribed, but we'll get that up and ready for everybody. But again, thank you all to our participants, and most importantly, I just want to say for the 15th time, thank you to Wendy for everything. I really appreciate you. I really for doing this. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.